Good morning, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people. Today is November 14th, 2024. And I want to talk to you about the UFO hearings that they did yesterday at the Senate. And they have a name for this government program that it has to do with unidentified flying objects and extraterrestrial life on Earth. And so there's a name of this program. I want to show this clip to you, and then we can talk about the name of this government program.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moskowitz. And I would now, committee staff asked me to go ahead and I will do it, to enter into the Congressional Record this 12-page document that Michael Shellenberger brought today that describes the Immaculate Constellation government program. Thank you, Mr. Moskowitz. And I would now, committee staff asked me to go ahead and I will do it, to enter into the Congressional Record this 12-page document that Michael Shellenberger brought today that describes the Immaculate Constellation government program.
Okay, so I played it normal speed, and then I played it at half speed so you could hear very clearly. This video also has a transcript here, and I'll leave the link for you. I mean, this is all over the internet. So this video, which is just one of many, as you can find this all over the internet as they're talking about the Senate hearings they did to expose the truth on UFOs. And this was yesterday, and the name of the program is called the Immaculate Constellation Government Program. Okay, so it's right here in the transcript. She came out and gave the name of the program at normal speed, and then at half speed gave the name of the program. Okay, Immaculate Constellation. Immaculate Constellation. What does that tell you? Okay, Immaculate Constellation. Let's consider this a very important detail. I mean, if we're going to look at the Immaculate anything, Constellation, the Immaculate Conception, okay. I mean, this is obviously the play on words here. The Immaculate Conception, the Immaculate Constellation, okay. So we're going to need to look at this, and we're going to see that the Immaculate Conception, okay, obviously is the belief that the Virgin Mary was free of original sin from the moment of her conception. And each year they celebrate the Feast of the Immaculate Conception on December 8th. December 8th, the Immaculate Conception, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. But they said the Immaculate Constellation. Okay, so if we look at the constellation as they depict it here, the Lady of the Immaculate Conception, this is the Revelation 12 sign. It's a woman with the moon under her feet, crowned with stars, clothed with the sun. Okay, this is the Revelation 12 constellation. This is the Revelation 12 sign. The constellation they're talking about is the constellation of Virgo. The Immaculate Constellation government program, okay, and it connects us with the timing of December. The Immaculate Conception takes place every year in December. Now, last year, December 8th, remember the movie that came out last year in December, on December 8th exactly, Leave the World Behind. We had not talked about that specific connection. It was the beginning of Hanukkah last year, but it was also the day of the of the Immaculate Conception, December 8th. Okay, so if we look at the Revelation 12 sign, there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. This is the picture of the Immaculate Conception. And now we have what is called the Immaculate Constellation. Okay, now, was Jesus conceived on Hanukkah? Here is the news. I've known about this for a long time, and I've shared in the past about this, but I have not touched on this this year as we are watching this convergence of Hanukkah and Christmas, December 24th, December 25th, the beginning of Hanukkah on December 25th. And was Jesus conceived on Hanukkah? Okay, so we're looking at the Immaculate Conception, the Immaculate Constellation. We're looking at the government cover-up program of the Rapture. How are they going to explain away the Rapture? Okay, they have all of this information coming out now about UFOs, and they're going public, and they want everybody to know. They have the information. They have all of these eyewitnesses, all of this testimony of all of the people that have interacted, and there's communication going on with alien life from other planets in our galaxy. Okay, and they're calling it the Immaculate Constellation. Okay, we're not that stupid, Immaculate Conception, it's pretty obvious. Okay, and then you got the Revelation 12 sign. There appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. She, being with child, cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. Okay, so the Immaculate Conception, and according to them, the birth of Jesus was December 25th. But let's talk about Hanukkah. Was Jesus conceived on Hanukkah? Okay, and I think biblically this is it right here. This is the light of the world. Many believe that our Messiah, the light of the world, was conceived on the Festival of Lights, Hanukkah. The Bible does not specifically say the date of Jesus' birth. It was not during the winter months, because the sheep were in the pasture. Okay? A study of the time of the conception of John the Baptist reveals he was conceived around Sivan 30, the 11th week, according to Luke 1:8 through 13 and 24. Adding 40 weeks for a normal pregnancy reveals that John the Baptist was born on or about Passover. Okay? John would have been born around Passover. But the Bible also says that 6 months after John's conception, Mary conceived Jesus. Okay, let's go to Luke 1:26 through 33. If we start in verse 24, it says, "After those days his wife Elizabeth conceived, and hid herself 5 months, saying, Thus hath the Lord dealt with me in the days wherein he looked on me to take away my reproach among men. And in the 6th month the angel Gabriel was sent from God unto a city of Galilee named Lazarus, to a virgin espoused to a man whose name was Joseph, of the house of David, and the virgin's name was Mary." And so John was born on Passover, and Passover is the first month. And so the 6th month of John's, the pregnancy, Elizabeth's pregnancy, the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy would have been the timing of Hanukkah, 3 months before Passover. So 6 months after John's conception, Mary conceived Jesus. Therefore, Jesus would have been conceived 6 months after Sivan 30 in the month of Kislev, which is Hanukkah. Was the light of the world conceived on the Festival of Lights, starting at Hanukkah? which begins on Kislev 25 and continues for 8 days. And counting through the 9 months of Mary's pregnancy, one arrives at the approximate time of the birth of Jesus at the Festival of Tabernacles. And the connection to the Feast of Tabernacles, if he was born on the first day of Tabernacles and then he was circumcised on the 8th day, and the 8th day of Tabernacles, it's the only feast that has an 8th day. And so the Bible reveals that on the 8th day there will be the circumcision, and so there's a special festival to remember the birth and the circumcision of Jesus, to remember the birth and the circumcision event on the 8th day of Tabernacles. And so Jesus being conceived on Hanukkah, not being born on Hanukkah and not being born on Christmas, but being born on Tabernacles and being conceived on Hanukkah. Okay, so if they are talking now about the Immaculate Conception and the Immaculate Constellation, what are they talking about? They're talking about Hanukkah. And this is the timing that they are exposing and the revealing of the disappearance that's going to be happening. It's the timing of Hanukkah. If we look up Immaculate Constellation in Gematria, in Hebrew it is 927. 927 on the calendar is Kislev 27 in the Hebrew calendar, and the 40 days and nights of rainfall which covered the face of the earth with water in Noah's time ended on Kislev 27. Kislev 27. They just came out and said Trump is Noah. Trump is Noah. And the Immaculate Constellation gives us 927, Kislev 27. And Kislev 25 is the first day of the Hanukkah holiday, which is celebrated for 8 days. On this holiday, a Hanukkah is lit, a candlestick with 8 arms plus a larger one. This is where they get the Festival of Lights. Kislev is the 3rd month of the modern Hebrew calendar and the 9th in the Bible. Its name comes from the word Akkadian kislumi, which means full, fat, or abundant. This is because it is a month with a lot of rain, which guarantees prosperity, just as the rain was during the timing of the month of Kislev. In the Gregorian calendar, Kislev is equivalent to the months of November and December. So Kislev 27 would be the 3rd day of Hanukkah. Okay, I want to look at the Immaculate Constellation as we lead up to the timing of Hanukkah. The first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to put my location to Jerusalem. So from Jerusalem's perspective, we're going to see a very important sign. Okay, here is the Immaculate Constellation. And we are today, November 14th, 2024. And we're going to go forward to the day that we're watching, December 24th and December 25th. And I'm going to show you a sign of the Immaculate Conception. I'm going to show you a sign of the Immaculate Conception on December 24th. Let us look at the constellation of Virgo, the Immaculate Constellation, and let's go forward. Okay, December 22nd, December 23rd. Now we're going to focus on Spica, which is the sheaves of the Immaculate Constellation, the harvest. We're going to go forward to the 24th of December. Starting at 8:51 p.m. in Israel on December 24th, the moon will eclipse the Spica. This is from Jerusalem's perspective. And the transit will last for almost an entire hour. Spica will be eclipsed by the moon almost an entire hour from 8:51 p.m. to about 9:35 p.m. About 40 or 45 minutes, Spica will be eclipsed. Okay, how often does the moon eclipse Spica? The moon can only occult or eclipse Spica, one of the brightest stars in the night sky, on rare occasions. On July 13, 2024, the moon passed in front of Spica, which was visible to sky watchers in North and Central America. The moon can only eclipse a star when the Earth, moon, and star are aligned in such a way that the Earth's shadow falls on the star. Spica is one of only 4 stars that can be eclipsed by the moon. The moon's orbit around Earth is tilted relative to Earth's orbit around the sun, which is why eclipses don't occur every month. On average, eclipses happen 1 or 2 times a year. Okay, so doesn't happen that often. And the last time it happened, it was in North and Central America. So what I'm showing you here is this eclipse is in Jerusalem. Okay, this eclipse is in Jerusalem. Okay, and so they're revealing to us the Immaculate Constellation, and the disappearance of people is going to be explained away through everything they're showing with the UFOs and everything. This is going to be their explanation of the rapture. And on the day in question, December 24th, Kislev 24, we've got a sign of a disappearance. In the Immaculate Constellation, in the star of the harvest, the wheat.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moskowitz. And I would now, committee staff asked me to go ahead and I will do it to enter into the Congressional Record this 12-page document that Michael Shellenberger brought today that describes the Immaculate Constellation government program